Let me tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. I've spent decades studying human behavior, and I've seen people turn to religion for beautiful reasons, and for one absolutely terrible one. Today, we're talking about the worst reason to be religious. And darling, if this is your reason, we need to talk. Stay with me. This isn't about attacking faith. This is about protecting your peace. Welcome back to Prof Rosa. I'm your wise grandmother in psychology here to share the lessons I learned the hard way so you don't have to. Before we dive in, let me be crystal clear. I'm not here to judge anyone's faith. Religion has brought comfort, community, and purpose to billions. This video isn't about that. This is about the one reason people turn to religion that will actually destroy them from the inside out. So let's talk about it. The worst reason. The worst reason to be religious? Using religion to avoid taking responsibility for your own life. Let me explain what I mean. I've counseled countless women and men who use their faith as a shield, not to protect their values, but to avoid making hard decisions. God will provide, so I don't need to work on my career. It's God's plan, so I'll stay in this toxic relationship. I'm waiting for a sign, so I won't take action. Darling, let me tell you something from decades of watching human behavior. Passive faith is not faith at all. It's fear wearing a holy mask, and I've seen it destroy lives. Personal story. I remember a young woman. Let's call her Maria. Beautiful soul, big dreams. She came to me broken. She had stayed in a marriage where she was disrespected, neglected, emotionally abused for 7 years. Why? Because she believed God wanted her to be submissive. That leaving would be a sin. When I asked her, "Did God tell you to abandon your own dignity?" she just stared at me. She had confused surrender with self-abandonment. True faith? It asks you to surrender your ego, your need to control everything, your pride. But toxic religion? It asks you to surrender your voice, your boundaries, your worth. And my dear, those are two completely different things. Maria eventually found the courage to leave. And you know what she told me? I finally realized God gave me a brain, a heart, and free will for a reason. Not using them was the real sin. That woman is now thriving, living her purpose. Still deeply spiritual, but no longer using faith as an excuse to play small. The psychology behind it. So why do people do this? Let's get into the psychology. Fear of failure. When you say it's in God's hands, sometimes what you really mean is I'm terrified of trying and failing, so I won't try at all. Religion becomes a convenient excuse. Learned helplessness. Some people were taught from childhood that they are powerless without divine intervention. This creates a pattern where they don't trust their own judgment, their own strength. Avoiding accountability. If everything is God's will, then nothing is your responsibility. Bad relationship? God's plan. No money? God's testing you. This mindset keeps you stuck forever. Cultural conditioning. Especially for women, some religious communities teach that being passive, quiet, and obedient is faith. That taking charge of your life is somehow ungodly. But here's what I know after all these years. The divine, whatever you believe that to be, gave you a mind to think, a will to choose, and strength to act. Not using those gifts? That's not humility. That's hiding the right reasons. Now let's talk about beautiful reasons to be religious. Because they do exist. Finding meaning and purpose in something greater than yourself. Building a supportive community that lifts you up. Developing inner peace through prayer, meditation, or spiritual practice. Grounding yourself in values that guide your decisions. Finding comfort during grief, loss, and hardship. These are powerful, life-giving reasons. But notice something? None of them ask you to be passive. Real faith is active. It's courageous. It's God, give me strength as I take this step. Not God, take this step for me. Faith should make you braver, not smaller. It should help you face life's challenges, not avoid them. And if your religion is making you feel powerless, voiceless, or afraid to trust yourself, my dear, that's not God. That's fear. And you deserve better. So here's what I want you to take away today. You are not meant to be a passive observer of your own life. Faith and personal responsibility are not enemies. They're partners. Taking action doesn't mean you lack faith. It means you honor the gifts you've been given. If you're in a situation right now where you're using religion to avoid a hard choice, whether it's leaving a relationship, changing careers, setting a boundary, speaking your truth, I want you to ask yourself, am I surrendering to something greater, or am I just afraid? Be honest. The answer will set you free. Remember, you can pray and take action. You can have faith and use your brain. You can be spiritual and be strong. Every strong woman deserves a wise woman in her corner. I'm here for you. If this message spoke to you, let me know in the comments. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Subscribe to Prof Rosa for more real psychology, simple language, and wise words for strong women. Until next time, my dear, trust yourself, honor your strength, and never shrink to fit someone else's idea of holy. Wise words for strong women.